Nithyananda. I'm Tirtharupananda and I'm an Adinavasi, and I live with Swami Nithyananda and his disciples at Bengaluru Adinam in Birdi. So today I'm going to share a very interesting experience I had last week when Swamiji conducted the Conscious Breakthrough Guaranteed program. This program was broadcast all over the world, so people participated all over the globe. And what Swamiji did was he initiated people in two mystical powers. He initiated people in the power of depth, which is the power of consciousness over matter, and the other power that he initiated people in was the power of mind reading. So what I want to share is something that happened after he initiated people in the power of mind reading. It was pretty late in the evening, probably close to 11:30 p.m. in India, in Birdi, and Swamiji initiated everybody watching from all over the world in the power of mind reading. And once he was done, we were instructed to sit in pairs with one partner and practice expressing the power. So each of us would take turns. One person would spend some time trying, to reading the mind of the other person, jot down everything that he discovered, share it, and then they would alternate, and then the other person would do the same. So I did mind reading with one partner, moved on to another partner, and this is when, everything that I'm going to talk about in this video happened. The gentleman I was sitting with was newer to Swamiji. I had never seen him before. I've never seen him in a lot of programs, or any programs for that matter. And once he spent about 7 minutes looking at me, looking into my third eye. And when he was done, he started to share what he saw. And what he shared first of all, that I was quite judgmental. And then he shared that I was looking for a breakthrough in relationships. And then he shared that I was very protective of myself, and because I was protective, I was stopping a lot of beautiful things from happening for me, which could happen if I was more open. I was taken aback initially, not sure what to make of this, but very quickly realized that this gentleman had come up with the core blind spots that if I was able to complete with, I would have a huge breakthrough in my life. And for a moment, I paused to think that if I had tried to possibly get some therapy and meet some psychologists, this is something that they would have successfully elicited from me and shared with me over a long treatment regimen, or a long course of psychoanalysis and Q&A, and finally this is something they might have come up with. And immediately my mind went to the story of one of the founders of the modern psychoanalytic movement, Carl Jung, and his visit to India. So what happened was, when Carl Jung visited India, he went to Agra, he saw the Taj Mahal, he went to Calcutta, he saw the palaces there. But everywhere he went in India, people suggested to him that the place he needs to go is to see a monk in South India called Sri Ramana. And they told Carl Jung that Sri Ramana was a man who knew himself. And that if he could meet Sri Ramana, possibly Sri Ramana, being the man who knew himself, could help Carl Jung and share something about Carl Jung. And if he couldn't share something with Carl Jung, maybe Carl Jung would be the person to help Sri Ramana. Now, Carl Jung wrote in his diary that he was on his way to see Ramana and then he stopped and he decided not to go. He was too afraid to face the gaze of a man who knew himself. So Carl Jung returned from a trip to India, having seen ruins and monuments and palaces, but without having had the one encounter that could possibly have changed the course of his life and the course of possibly even the psychoanalytic movement in the world. He was too afraid that this encounter with this man, this potential encounter with this man, might cause him to give up everything he had worked so hard for, the career he had built up. And rather than risk the possibility of a dramatic transformation, he decided to play it safe. He decided he didn't want to give up what he had done so far. And he returned from his trip to India, not having met Sri Ramana, the one man who could have helped him transform. Now, out of this guilt, it is out of this guilt that Carl Jung started writing about Eastern mysticism. He advised Westerners not to get involved with Eastern mysticism. He posited that the development of Eastern man is different from that of Western man. This is a hypothesis that doesn't stand up to any kind of critical reasoning whatsoever. Now, I share this not, my sharing of this story and what happened is not really, the intention is not that people in the profession, the psychology profession, the psychiatry profession, the clinical psychiatry, and all the related helping sciences, is not that this new thing that Swami Nithyananda, this new manifesting of powers that Swami Nithyananda is doing, where he is really helping people in the next stage of conscious evolution. If you look at man's origins, we had the amoeba, and then there was a physical transformation to the fish, and then from the fish, there was the psychological transition to the ape, and then from the ape to human was the psychological transition, the conscious transformation. And now what Swami Nithyananda is doing is helping man transform to Superman, which is the superconscious transformation. The mystical powers that Swamiji is initiating people in is giving humanity a conscious breakthrough. The power of the third eye, the power of the Akashic reading, the mind reading, and the host of other powers that Swamiji is initiating people in. This is the opportunity for people in the helping professions, the psychiatrists and psychologists, to really understand themselves and then be at the leading edge of this new transformation of man to Superman, of the superconscious breakthrough that Swamiji is providing, and to lead this charge, to be part of this new charge. So those of you who are curious about this and want the benefit of this transformation, I invite you to attend Mahasadashivoham, the program that Swami Nithyananda is hosting, where he will give people this superconscious breakthrough, the breakthrough from man to Superman. The program runs from December 16th, 2017 to January 9th, 2018. It's a 25-day program happening in Bangalore Adinam, outside Bangalore in South India. I have the links in the description to this video where you can click, get some more information, register. And if any of you are having obstacles in manifesting Mahasadashivoham for yourself, please leave a message in the comments below and leave your contact information. And I will reach out to you and schedule some one-on-one time and help you overcome these obstacles. So I invite you to this wonderful event that's coming up, and I look forward to talking to some of you and even seeing some of you here in December. Nithyananda.